Hello, friends. Welcome to Aware and Care, your weekly prescription with Dr. Ambika Nair, who needs no further introduction, but the lifesaver for many of us in this pandemic time. We have brought the series to help you from the comfort of your home to get information about conditions, symptoms that you're facing, and are unable to reach out to doctors, certain home remedies, certain natural ways, and herbal ways of healing. Let's welcome Dr. Ambika Nair and then talk to her about today's condition that we want to discuss more. Namaskaram, doctor.
Namaste, Madhaviji. How are you?
I'm doing very good, doctor. Thank you so much for asking. Dr. Nair, this is a time of, again, another wave of the pandemic where most of us are cooped up in the house and food has become an integral part of our life. We eat food for nutrition, for comfort, for depression, for just time pass, and for many other aspects. Some of us deal with food-related conditions, and we've spoken about it many a times, like, the IBD or diarrhea or stomach pain or food allergies. But there's another condition that we want to talk about today, that is food poisoning. And there's a lot of myths surrounding food poisoning, and let's get that out today and understand how Ayurveda can help. Can you please explain what food poisoning is from an Ayurvedic perspective?
Yeah, actually, it is very common these days. See, if you are eating any unhygienic condition, like we don't know, sometimes we travel, we don't know where we are going, what they cook, because nowadays, even though they exhibit the kitchens and all, but we don't know when it is made and all, even though they write all the dates and all, we don't know. So, that any infectious disease, contaminated food, or any organisms like bacteria, virus, parasites, or anything connected with that. So that only causes food poisoning. So if we are going somewhere, if you eat, any food, some people get a nauseated feeling then and there. Okay. Or they feel that, something is wrong, that abdomen, get a distended abdomen. They feel that some people will vomit. Some people have a chill, abdominal pain can be there. Then fever, chills can be there, loss of appetite. But, the sudden thing, what you will means like emergency, some people vomit a lot. If they vomit, they are much better. So they get into dehydration very fast.
That is food poisoning. So food poisoning, there is also a talk that it's only food related, or it could be water related also.
It is an orophycal route actually. So, like if you take the, even, all the bottled water and all, sometimes it may not be, we don't know what's happening these days.
True.
So you can't depend upon that. So we always tell in India, we always tell only take boiled water, because we know what's happening over there. But anywhere, like if you go for boiled water, at least you'll be safe, much safe.
Okay. So as friends, today we're talking about food poisoning. It may sound like a very asymptomatic or just a situation once in a while, but there are also conditions where it is a chronic food poisoning. You see that some of the people are more prone to it, just like UTI. It happens only to some people more frequently. Am I right, Dr. Nair, or you want to add?
Absolutely right. Actually, like when they have a little food poisoning, they have that, so the home remedies are there, but, at home. But in certain, like our restaurants or something like that, that we go until that after eating that, not feeling good. You understand? Headache can be there. Sometimes the dizziness will be there. So these all symptoms will be there.
So when chronic, yeah. So when we say poisoning, see, the word itself is so very, scary for many. But thanks to awareness and programs like this, we know that food poisoning is a condition where, it could go to an extreme level of, of being fatal also. Now, let us understand, does this food poisoning happen instantly, like somebody just vomited, or it takes about 7 to 8 hours also sometimes? Because sometimes we are not able to pinpoint what happened. I ate yesterday morning breakfast, idli was fine, or, my sandwich was fine. But it could be 2 days before or 7 or 8 hours before also, food?
No, some people are very instant. Okay, some people it takes like 8 to 9 hours or 6 to 7 hours.
Okay.
Yeah. Then, like, oh, what I ate. When they come to us, we see the tongue. So we know that what the tongue diagnosis we do, and we'll ask them, like what they ate. Sometimes it can be with the meat, contaminated meat, any poultry, cheese, even milk, like it is all these things, like anything related with the milk products also, sometimes it happens.
That can happen. Now, Dr. Nair, there's one more myth, that food poisoning and heat stroke. most of the symptoms are almost the same for many people. Does it have any combination there, or it is completely different?
Not at all. Not at all.
Okay.
Because when you are exposed to that heat only, that is because this is related with the food only.
Food only. So
Okay.
friends, today we're talking about food poisoning. We're going to debunk some myths and also talk about how to take care of it through herbal remedies, that is through Ayurveda. And we are talking to Dr. Ambika Nair, your favorite Ayurveda doctor here in the tri-state. And they do consultation also online. And considering all the pandemic restrictions, she's available also on Zoom calls and for other types of consultation and in-person consultation also. So Dr. Nair, what types of food poisoning are there? There are also categories in that, right? Mild or, extreme or chronic. What are the factors from Ayurvedic perspective?
See, in Ayurvedic perspective, what we see is that because their digestion, that it will be very bad, very poor. Some people will have little bit of, better digestion, sometimes erratic. Otherwise, that a bloated abdomen, bowel movement will not be there. So we take the history. When they come, we take the history of the patient, whether they are vegetarian, non-vegetarian or anything like that. So after the pulse diagnosis also, we will understand that some people will have so much of fatigue, like moving pain in the body, little low-grade fever. Tongue will be so much clotted sometimes, not only white, furred tongue, even though they do the, use the tongue cleaner, but still it will be very bad.
Right. Okay.
So they will have like a bitter taste. So no appetite will be there. So much of fatigue, they don't feel like getting up. So when they go for the blood work, you can see that, their enzymes will be slightly elevated.
Okay.
Okay, it can be even like it lead to hepatitis if they don't take care. But, we have to categorize it, whether it is, they had any, preventive therapy is done, or whether they were eating any hygienic food, ate from outside, whether they cooked anything, whether the surrounding was little bit of contaminated, water they used. So that we had to, specifically find out. Normally in Ayurveda, when they have a chronic, like you said, like a chronic issue, only people will come.
True.
Then we have to take them for, like a Panchakarma also.
So, Doctor, then when we talk about hygienic and unhygienic conditions, it's not only always about restaurants, it can also happen at home. And that's exactly what we're talking, friends. Unhygienic conditions can happen also at home. It could also be the produce that you have brought and you have, failed to clean it properly, and then the contamination passes on to the main course or a main dish. So, Dr. Nair, let's also understand, can food poisoning last for months, or it is only a week or 20 days until the treatment, or it can come back again? Some people are more prone to food poisoning. Why is it?
No, they are susceptible actually. You see, it all depends upon the, their metabolism also, what they eat. Some people, same food we all eat, but some people will have that issues. Like even think of like chickpeas. Some people will relish it very well. So it all depends upon their, acne in the stomach. So fruit also when we eat, sometimes, we are lazy to wash it properly. True. So from the fruits, perished fruits, or some perished, even mushrooms you can see. If we are not, even, all those things. Little cheese, anything.
So, Dr. Nair, this episode today on food poisoning also sounds a lot like marriage counseling, because many times in the families, when a person is having the main food cooked, one person feels upset with the food and, their stomach is really bad, or they feel very uncomfortable. The rest of the family feels okay about it. So here you have given a perfect statement there, saying that it is possible that one person's body's metabolism and composition of the body is different, that reacts differently. It's got nothing to do with the main chef of the house who has cooked the food.
Never.
So, Dr. Nair, let's understand the treatment process for food poisoning. And when you're talking about food poisoning, what level of food poisoning treatment are we talking about today?
If the vomiting persists, if you are not able, sometimes, it can be even with the UTI also, with the continuous vomiting and all, the pain, or even like a low-grade fever and all. But if the fatigue continues for a long time, and if you are losing weight, and if you have taken treatment also even for the food poisoning, then you should see that you have to rule out what's the real cause. Okay. So if somebody comes to me, then the pulse diagnosis is done and we do the detoxification. So Panchakarma will be done for them. And they are perfect afterwards. And we tell them, what food they should eat, only cooked food and no raw food at that time. Okay. Till they become perfect.
So, Dr. Nair, how do you rule out somebody from food allergy and food poisoning? They are completely two different categories, different line of understanding, right?
So this is all from the three doshas, whether their pitta is good, whether their kapha is more, whether they have any allergies for that. Okay, so we understand through the pulse actually. It's very easy. It's not that bad. Okay, whether, like so much of moving pain, like, gurgling sound in the stomach. They don't, like after eating. Some people will get a lot of breathlessness also after eating.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Food poisoning, a very complicated subject, a thing that is a necessity for us. Food poisoning is something we don't want, but these are basically symptoms and conditions that happen after eating certain foods due to unhygienic conditions or the ingredients or the produce that has been brought from outside but has not been washed. And that is what we're talking about. And we will talk more about the healing process or how this is being treated. So, doctor, apart from Panchakarma, are there any medications that are given, some lehyams or, tablets?
Yeah, Villuadi, we give them Villuadi lehyam, or, like some people get a lot of skin rashes after this food poisoning. Okay, so that we have to treat according to the cause actually. Then Gilori can be given, like even Abhipatti Churna first we give, so that, they will have a good loose motion. So nothing will be absorbed. Then only, if it is absorbed by the liver, only the problem comes.
True.
Okay, so that will be first, we have to do the Virejanam for them. It will help a lot. Then, Punana Asa is there, Giragairishtam. There are so many other medications according to their need we give. And even there are so many home remedies also what they can do at home. Okay.
You say home remedies and I smile because we know that all our viewers are looking forward to hear what are the home remedies for food poisoning, or how can we avoid with these particular home remedies food poisoning to make the gut and the our digestive system more stronger. What are the home remedies you would suggest?
If you feel that you are like you are not digested your food, don't overeat actually. Don't go for the second meal. So if you are taken a good lunch and if you feel that you have a bloated abdomen, you don't feel that comfort level. See, anybody can understand that is your like your biology inside you will tell that that you are like you're not digested it. But when we overeat, some people will tell, oh, come on, nothing will happen, you eat. But you should know what you have to eat. Then that you just skip one meal. Okay. Then like if I always tell them that if you cannot induce even vomiting, you can put your finger in that like a mouth and induce a vomiting, at least you will be saved.
Oh, so vomiting is
yeah, of course it is very good because the food is gone, you feel much better then. Yeah, but then you have to hydrate yourself with drink a lot of lukewarm water. You can put little bit of salt in that, even lime juice, like even anything you can take it. Yeah.
You talked about hydration here because we tend to take sodas immediately, whether it's club soda or any kind of aerated drinks, because you want to have that thing coming out of your body. Vomiting, you said, is good. Diarrhea definitely is not good. And of course, vomiting doesn't mean that somebody's doing chronic vomiting. You need to get the thing out of your system. If it happens naturally, friends, please consult the doctor before you try any of these home remedies. When doctor said vomiting, it doesn't mean that chronic vomiting. It is just that one-off vomiting where the thing has come out of your body and you're feeling a little better about it. And we have to hydrate ourselves. Now, doctor, when you say hydrate ourselves, we tend to take towards water, but in such a condition, you don't feel like drinking water. You said, like lemonade or something homemade would be definitely helpful. Now, what kind of other food? Sorry?
ORS is there.
ORS is there. Yes, that's right. Yeah, ORS is definitely there. So, what about like the jeera powder, coriander powder, or what
coriander? That you can make a water with that. Like if you like coriander, we call it a CCF, coriander, fenugreek, and curcumin. Sorry, cumin seeds.
Cumin seeds, okay.
Okay. So that you can just take like the equal quantity, even pinch of all those things, and just boil in 2 glasses of water and make it 1 glass. And you can put little bit of like either honey or you can put little bit of sugar and you can take it. So even ginger, even you can use ginger, like with the honey, ginger juice with the honey. So that will improve the digestion like anything.
Okay.
This is all very good actually. So if you have a good bowel movement and and you don't have a bloated abdomen, that otherwise then the breathlessness. So little care means that you're going to be perfectly all right. But if we cannot manage, you have to go to the emergency as early as possible.
True. Now, doctor, would suggest some vegetables which are good for people who are just going through food poisoning or just on the healing process. What kind of vegetables are recommended or fruits are recommended that can calm the system and they can heal faster from food
Only
poisoning?
khichdi, only khichdi.
Simple.
Simple thing is because what you eat, it should digest and assimilate. Otherwise, like all our Indian vegetables are very good.
Mhm.
Okay, but not cauliflower and all because it will be little gassy.
Yes.
So like, Loki, all those things are very good. Tindura, this one, like all those things are very nice. But don't eat, at that time so much of pulses except
Okay.
moong dal because it should digest.
And what kind of fruits are recommended? Banana or
Fruits,
oranges?
orange is good. Lime juice only at that time because no fruit will sometimes digest. See, they will get an irritation, so that sometimes it will not work. So raw things we don't allow at that time. Only food we tell them to take it at least for 3 days. Then they come back to the normal way. Buttermilk is good at that time.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So these are some home remedies that Dr. Nair has been talking about today about food poisoning. We are not talking about extreme food poisoning, where of course the emergency care is definitely required. Please rush to the nearest hospital for that. But if you feel that this is a condition that you are prone to more often than any other family member or friend, and it's not only about the restaurant or the home cooked food, it is a condition that your body is developed and that can be treated, that can be cured, that can be taken care of through herbal remedies. And that's where Dr. Nair and her entire team comes in. So you have more questions regarding this type of condition or anything, please do not hesitate to send us a message. We will take up the topic in the coming episodes. Thank you everybody today for watching this episode. Please like, share and subscribe to the episode so that these little capsules of information come to you at the right time and a life can be saved. Thank you so much for today's episode, Dr. Nair. I look forward to the next episode with you here on Aware and Care.
Thank you so much, Madhuri.